And we are back live. Want to remind you that your time is now. Put the number 1 in your message box if you know your time is now. I remember wanting to make a song about your time is now, and I came up with this. Actually, it was Kevin Bracey, my dear friend Kevin Bracey. He's like, man, you need to add. He had me add some lyrics to it called "Is It In You." So that's the topic right now. Is it in you? If you know your time is now, is it in you? And it goes like this. Your time is now. Is it in you? Your time is now. It's in you. It's on you. It's in you. It's on you. Your time is now. It's you. Your time is now. It's in you, it's on you, it's in you, it's on you. It's a time to grow, it's a time to expand. It's a time to play, it's a time to plan. It's a time to stretch, it's a time to struggle. It's a time to rest, it's a time to hustle. It's a time to reach, it's a time to earn. And even when you teach, it's a time to learn. You survived 1 out of 40 million sperms, so believe me when I say it's time for your turn. That your time is now. Is it in you? Your time is now. It's in you, it's on you, it's in you, it's on you. Come on, your time is now. Hey Shanita, good morning. It's up to you. Your time is now. It's in you, it's on you, it's in you, it's on you. And Margaret, thank you for tuning in. Let me know where you are in the world. Put the number 1 in your message box. Now let me tell you something. Your time is now. Your time is now. Let me say what I realize this. Guess what? Time is money, baby. Time is money, baby. Before the currency that we currently use to exchange goods and services were invented, all we had to judge the worth in our life was the amount of time that we had here on earth. And I'm not sure if you're aware of this or not, but you can't get out of life alive. Hold on a second. Let me slow down and say that. Put the number 1 in your message box. Let me know where you are in the world. If you know, you can't get out of life alive. You can't. And I love the quote that I heard from Marva Collins when she told me when I was in 5th grade, I've never saw a U-Haul behind a hearse. Meaning that all the stuff that you acquire in life, you can't take it with you. And so your time is now. Your time. What are you doing with your time that makes you have a Kool-Aid smile? What are you doing with your time that excites you, that brings your song out? Your time is now. I'm not sure what it is for you. Hey, Portland, thank you so much for tuning in. I'm not sure what it is for you. But I got a big dream inside me. A big dream. And I've been holding back. I haven't been able to talk about it because don't want people to look at me funny. You ever had a dream that you just didn't want to share because you didn't want people to look at you strange? Ever had that happen? Where your dream was so big that you kept it to yourself or you didn't take action on it for months and months, or years? I'm not sure what your dream is. But guess what? As a kid, I began just training and learning from the top thought leaders around. And the one thing that was missing was their ability to really impact the youth. Young people need the same motivational principles that top trainers get, but there's nobody actually communicating with them. And so I believe that if you could turn on the radio and learn how to be a thug, you should be able to turn on the radio and learn how to be a thinker. I mean, that's just my thinking about it. However, I didn't understand business. I didn't understand competition. I did not understand market share. And I'm just now learning what I'm going to do with all of these songs that I made. Okay, Dudley Thurman is here. So let me just say this. We come in life and then we have to choose we go to school, we learn, and then we have to choose our careers, right? No one can choose your career for you. You have to choose your career. And many times the careers that we choose and the careers that choose us are totally different. Let me make sure they can see me. Hold on a second. The careers that we choose and the careers that choose us are totally different, right? Sandy Lewis, Lisa DePasquale Porta, Dudley Thurman, Terrence Freeman, Celine Fatty, thank you so much. Thank you so much for tuning in. Thank you so much. I thought that I was going to be a speaker my whole life, a motivational speaker. I was speaking since the age of 10, but you know what? I did not understand that there was something more for me to do. And I left a lucrative career in the speaking industry to become an artist, to actually help the youth, to empower those who had no thought leader for their generation. I'm not sure if this thing is working. Can they hear me? So, hello. So, but the thing is, I didn't have a business model. And right at that time, the music industry was changing dramatically. I remember as a kid, I would go to a store and buy a tape. Remember that? Remember going to a warehouse or a Tower Music and actually buying a tape? Anybody remember that? I'm making myself sound old now. And then I remember, hey, Boomer's wife, hey, that's family. And then I remember going in the store and buying a CD when it came out. Remember that? When CDs just came out? And they were so cool. But guess what? Behind that, there were a team of people. And while I was buying tapes and CDs, they were inventing the iPod. They were turning everything into digital content. They were creating and building Google and MapQuest. And while I was buying those tapes and CDs, somebody else said, this isn't good enough. Somebody else said, I'm going to invent something that makes people never have to use a CD again. Can anybody hear me out there? Do you know how I feel now that my son will never know what it's like to buy a tape? He'll never know what it's like to buy a CD. Why? Because the market is shifting and it will never go back to where it was. At the age of 14, I put out a tape, I put out a CD, and now that I'm an adult, everything has been shifted to online. Everything has been digital. Put the number 1 in your message box if you realize there have been a lot of changes in your industry, just a lot of changes. If technology has just changed the way you see life. Yeah, okay. Technology has just changed so much. So here's the thing about leadership. Here's the thing about leadership. I want to shift the conversation to leadership right now. Is that the followers were the people who were buying the tapes and the CDs, but the leaders were the people who were reinventing the distribution channel for how people would consume music and content. Does that make sense? Put the number 2 in your message box if that makes sense. So when I talk about the concepts of leadership and followship, I'm talking about the difference between a consumer and a prosumer. Yes, Curtis, I'm talking about the ability to innovate. I'm talking about the ability to innovate. Somebody was listening to a tape and they said, you know what? I don't want to hear all the songs on the tape. I just want to hear 1 or 2 hit songs on the tape. Why can't I skip through the whole tape without listening to it? Somebody reinvented the tape. They put the CD out of business. I remember when I was a kid, one of the things that we used to do on weekends was go to a place called Blockbuster. Ever heard of that? Blockbuster. What happened to Blockbuster? It's gone now. Blockbusters no longer exists. Wow. So now, I got to figure out how to do what Warren Buffett says, how to create a durable, sustainable advantage. Now, I don't want to be in a business that's going to be out of business 5 to 10 years from now. Does that make sense? Put the number 3 in your message box if that makes sense to you. So, here's a tip for you. Great brands live forever. Uh-oh. Do I have to repeat it? Great brands. Great brands. Great brands. I didn't say great ideas. I didn't say great ideas. I didn't say great products. Great brands live forever. No, you can't get out of life alive. So you might as well do something special while you're here. But great brands, like Lisa Porter said, great brands evolve. Great brands live forever. Stop building you up and start building up your brand. Oh, that's so special. Oh, that's so special to me. I hope that's special to you. Great brands evolve. And great brands live forever. So, how are you going to do what I call make an immortal impact? How are you going to make an immortal impact? Okay, great brands require centuries to hit real goals. Ooh, see, I'm trying to get off of here. I'm trying to get off, but you can't drop content on that on me like that, Curtis. Great brands require centuries to hit real goals. Okay, you ready? You ready for my real goal? I'm gonna tell you. That comment made me tell you. My goal is to take those same motivational principles, those same motivational songs. Your time is now. I got a dream, something like Dr. King. Let's teach our children that money isn't everything. I can see me at the top. I can see me at the top, doing nothing but achieving at the top. I can see me at the top. I can see me at the top, doing nothing but achieving at the top. If you was gonna give up, you should have did it a long time ago. Look how far imagination and a good mind to go. When you got high hopes, they try to keep you low. You see, those are all the different songs, over 300 songs that I have in my head since I've been out here, since I came here to pursue my dream. And now I realized how to deal with the changes in the marketplace. I realized how to deal with the shifts in technology. I realized how to give my voice a durable, sustainable advantage, as Warren Buffett talks about. And we got a big announcement coming up soon. I can't tell you yet. We got a big announcement coming up. I don't know what you're working on in your goals and dreams. I don't know. I don't know. I love to hear it. But I want you to know that what you started out doing, whatever you first found within yourself that was your passion, that will guide you to a place that will just ignite your soul when you follow through on it. I just looked, and February 1st, how long ago was February? February 1st, I took a step on my goal, and I've been hesitating on moving forward, but not anymore. I got you. It's the economy is going to boom. Patience. You're on the right path. Thank you, Curtis. And since you talk about the economy booming, let me tell you my pretty little secret. I'm going to take those same songs that I made that no one has heard yet. I'm going to turn those lyrics into legislation, Curtis. I'm going to turn those lyrics into legislation. I'm going to use my voice, and I'm going to turn that same poetry into policy. Mark my words. I'm going to use my voice not to just enrich myself, but to enrich others. We live in a time where so many people feel like their representatives don't truly represent them. And you know what? I choose to be a representative for this next generation. And I'm excited. I'm excited. If you know anybody in California, if you know anybody in the state, let them know. Let them know that High Hopes is running for governor. Michael D. Butler, Adidas Holmes, yes indeed. My goal is to make a bigger difference on the campaign trail than most elected officials ever make once they get in office. And that's not going to be an easy thing, but it's definitely going to be worth it. This is John Leslie Brown. Anybody want a campaign t-shirt? Let me know. It's time to take it up a notch. Could you imagine, actually dealing with some of these problems that we have today? Like some of these challenges that most people only complain about, assembling teams to collaborate, some of the brightest minds from all walks of life to tackle some of the biggest issues. Could you imagine what that will be like? Yes, it's going to be exciting. We built a world-class team, and we're shifting gears. Exactamundo. I'm not sure what your dream is, but remember, it's your time. It's your time. Take it from me. Learn how.